Once upon a time, in a grand castle surrounded by snowy mountains, there lived a princess named Snow White. She had skin as white as snow, lips as red as a rose, and hair as black as ebony. But what made her truly special was her gentle and kind heart. After her mother passed away, the king married a beautiful but proud queen. The new queen owned a magical mirror. Every day she would ask, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" And every day the mirror replied, "You are the fairest, my queen." But as Snow White grew older, her beauty blossomed. One day the mirror answered differently. "Snow White is the fairest of them all." The queen's heart filled with jealousy. Unable to bear the truth, she ordered a huntsman to take Snow White deep into the forest and leave her there. However, when the huntsman saw the innocent princess trembling with fear, he could not harm her. He told her to run far away and never return. Lost and frightened, Snow White wandered through the forest until she found a tiny cottage. Inside, everything was small: 7 little chairs, 7 tiny beds, and 7 plates on a table. Exhausted, she fell asleep across the little beds. Soon, the owners of the cottage returned 7 dwarfs who worked in the nearby mine. They were surprised to see Snow White, but when she told them her story, their hearts melted. They decided she could stay with them, as long as she kept the house tidy while they worked. For the first time in a long while, Snow White felt safe and happy. But back at the castle, the queen discovered that Snow White was still alive. Furious, she disguised herself as an old woman and went to the dwarf's cottage. She offered Snow White a shiny red apple. Though Snow White hesitated, the apple looked so delicious that she took a bite. The apple was poisoned. Snow White fell into a deep, magical sleep. When the dwarfs returned, they were heartbroken. They placed her in a glass coffin in the forest, unable to bury someone so beautiful and pure. One day, a prince riding through the forest saw Snow White and was moved by her beauty and innocence. As he gently lifted her, a piece of the poisoned apple loosened from her throat. Snow White opened her eyes. The forest filled with joy. The dwarfs cheered, and the prince promised to protect her